Yo, what's good, everyone? We are back after a little bit of a hiatus with everything going on. We are back. Your crew is back. Terence, C Note, Esquire Dave, Dre, BT, we are all back to discuss a whole lot of sports, whole lot of happenings going on. NCAA football is in full swing. We got NFL coming through the midseason. NBA just kicked off. We're going to get into a little bit of that along with a lot of other great content, trade talks, and all of that good stuff. We're going to start things off today with college football announcing their first playoff rankings for this season, and it went somewhat as expected. Some people may have had the number one team a bit different, but we got Ohio State at number one, Georgia number two, Michigan three, Terrence's Florida State Seminoles number four, Washington five, and Oregon number six. So fellas, starting off with Terrence, how you feeling about this initial playoff rankings that are coming out this year?
It went pretty much how I thought it was going to go. Ohio State has two top 25 wins so far. Notre Dame, Penn State, Georgia. Schedule's kind of left a lot to be desired, but they're defending champs, they're defending two-time champs. So until somebody knocks them off, I have no problem with them at number two. Even though they struggle with South Carolina and they struggled in another game earlier this year. But we saw Georgia destroy Florida this past weekend without their best player. So they started to become more dominant. Michigan at three, I don't know. You look at how they're beating teams, but they haven't played anybody. Florida State at four. I mean, people don't respect the ACC. We have a quality win versus LSU. We heard them talk last night about the BC game, but we were up 31-10 against BC, and then a fumble kickoff return for a touchdown, another fumble that led to a touchdown. We had players that had the flu that game, so that was kind of one of those weird games where you just have to survive. It happens to every team in college. I don't care who it is. You have one game a year where you just got to win. These are 18 to 21-year-olds or 24-ish, depending on these super seniors. But, they're young players, and they're going to have highs and lows, and they're going to overlook opponents. That was right before we played Clemson. We were looking ahead. It's funny, though, that you hear them penalize us for that BC game. But like I said, Georgia struggled for a 2-6 South Carolina team. They were down in the second half to South Carolina and Auburn, and neither one of those teams are good. BC has won 4 games in a row, so it's kind of funny how we get penalized for that BC game, but, Georgia's at 2. But it went about how I expected it to go. Pretty much everything's going to play itself out. Michigan and Ohio State going to play Thanksgiving weekend. The Pac-12 will settle itself. Georgia has some opportunities to possibly move to 1 if they play Alabama or LSU in that SEC title game. And as far as Florida State, everything's laid out in front of you. But the one thing I'm worried about Florida State, and I was telling BT earlier, we talked about this. Even though on paper we should win out, we still have 2 rivalry games against Miami. Miami has talent. Miami's been recruiting well the last couple of years. They have talent. And when Miami is playing at their best, they can be a dangerous team. And it's a rivalry game. Anything can happen. At Florida, I know Florida's down right now, but another rivalry game, and it's on the road. And possibly Louisville in the ACC championship game. Louisville versus Florida State would be the ACC championship game they play right now. Louisville is kind of a sleeper. Nobody's really talking about them much. But they've had a surprisingly good season, except for that Pitt game. I don't know how they lost that game, but
It's always
Florida
Pitt.
State.
It's always Pitt.
Yeah, Florida State on paper should win out, but we still got 2 rivalry games in the month of November, and that Louisville game. So it's gonna play itself out. Oregon and Washington will probably meet again. That could be for a playoff spot. It just depends on what happens. And also watch out for Texas as well. So that's what my opinions on it, man. We'll pass it on to the next, bro.
Yeah, I'll go next. I wasn't expecting to see Ohio State at number 1, but I guess like the committee was going off resume because they beaten Penn State, they beaten who else? They beat Notre Dame and Wisconsin team, which I think either Wisconsin or Illinois or Indiana, Iowa, whoever comes out the other side of the Big Ten. They'll probably like either Ohio State, Michigan, whoever, they'll play them in the Big Ten championship game. So that was the biggest surprise, but I think the priority was mainly resume. I'm interested to see moving forward how Georgia kind of reacts to these rankings, because Georgia has Missouri this weekend, and then they got to go to like Tennessee. They got a game against Ole Miss. These are teams that are all like in the top 20.
15.
Now,
Top 15.
yeah. I mean, like Ole Miss is number 10, Tennessee is number 17 right now. So
The top 20, yeah.
yeah. So I'm interested to see how that goes. I'm interested to see how Washington holds up, because they got to go to USC this weekend, and I think they still got to play Washington State. I think that's the last game of the
rivalry game.
Rivalry game. So I'm just interested to see, like, now that this is the first edition of this year's rankings. Some teams, it could affect them differently. Like some, it could be motivation.
Yeah.
Other teams, it could be it could be very egotistical to them, and they could end up slipping up, especially if they got a trap game coming up right after this. So I think Ohio State, I guess, just to me, they haven't looked that convincing as like a true number one, but I can't deny. I mean, they do have the quality wins there. I thought they didn't play as well as at Notre Dame, but I mean, they ended up getting the win. The game against Penn State was kind of, it was very defensive until the fourth quarter. But yeah, I mean, we'll see how it goes, man. There's some big games coming up this month, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah,
committee's funny. Yeah, the committee's funny, man, because it's like, when I see the top four, I don't see consistency at all, because you move Ohio State to number one because they have the good wins. And even me being a Miami fan, I'm like, okay, if we going off who got quality wins, then why is Florida State not at number two then?
Exactly.
Because Michigan hasn't beat anybody yet, and you can't say the same about Georgia. So I'm trying to figure out how were they really judging the criteria, and then you got Washington and Oregon saying that 5 and 6, but the one thing is obvious is they pretty much is setting playoff games throughout the season already, because we know Ohio State got to play Michigan. So that's somebody that's going to drop out of the top four right there. And then that leaves room for Washington or Oregon to jump up into the top four. And then, like T said, Texas in there right at 7. If two teams mess up, they right back in the thick of things. They're making the playoffs. So, but I just need the committee to be a little bit more consistent, because if we're looking for quality wins, then they need to rethink that order. And Michigan should be at 4. Georgia should probably be at 3. And that's how I feel about the rankings. And Washington need to be careful, because they haven't been playing well since Oregon.
Yeah, they haven't.
Yeah, facts. BT, you an LSU fan, bro. Like, what do you think about the SEC? Like, we mentioned some of the games that Georgia has left, but it's a big game on Saturday between LSU and Alabama. What are your initial thoughts about that matchup? What are the keys to that game? And can LSU beat Alabama 2 years in a row? They got to go to Tuscaloosa. It's been done before, but, Bama, they don't lose a lot in Tuscaloosa. So, but LSU did get them in 2019. So, BT, what are the keys you think to that SEC championship? I mean, not championship, but SEC West matchup. My fault.
So I think for LSU and Bama, it's gonna come down to LSU's offense, bro. If LSU offense can continue to put up points, I think we're gonna win. LSU without 3 defenders, cornerback out, starting cornerback out, starting D linemen's out, 2 transfer cornerbacks is out from probationary issues. You know what I'm saying?
Good
so
Lord.
I know, dog. So
crazy.
the defense, we already giving up points on defense anyway. So it's like they was gonna score anyway. But if our offense can keep it up, bro, I kind of got confidence that we're gonna win that game. Alabama's offense don't concern me like that. Miro has gotten better throughout the season, so I think he can throw a deep ball on my cornerbacks. But if our defensive line get home, put pressure on them, get a couple of sacks, I think they'll be okay. So I think it's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be a close game. I think it's gonna be a shootout. But you know I'm rolling with my dogs, man. You know I'm rolling with LSU to win that game. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at with that. What was your other question, T?
If LSU gets to the SEC championship game versus Georgia, how do you think LSU matches up with Georgia?
It's gonna be a whole lot different than last year. I tell you that much. A whole lot different. A whole lot different than last year, bro.
Get your shit off, BT.
Somehow get there. If they could somehow get to the SEC championship game, bro, they gonna win that shit, dog. I'm not worried about Georgia, bro. Because my offense, we got the number one offense in the nation right now. Number one offense. The stats don't lie. Jaden got 25 touchdowns. I got Brian Thomas got 11 touchdowns. Malik got 9 touchdowns. My running back got 6 touchdowns, bro. So number one offense, bro. If we get there, we're gonna win that shit.
Offense is not the problem.
Hey, if LSU beats
offense is not
Bama,
the problem.
If LSU beats Bama this weekend, does Jaden Daniels get right back into the Heisman race?
He number one. If he beat Bama at Bama and put up 300 yards and 3 touchdowns, I'm just throwing out numbers. He number one. What quarterback is doing what Jaden doing right now, bro? Besides Michael Penix, and he got 6 interceptions. Jaden only got 3.
I ain't gonna hold you. Michael Penix has been slipping the last couple of weeks.
Yeah. Don't give me Michigan quarterback, bro.
Since the Oregon
numbers
game
ain't up there. So yeah, Jaden win
and that pissed me off. I was
numbers. Come on, bro.
That joint pissed me off. I was like, McCarthy Michigan hasn't done nothing. Like they really sizing them. Like
I gotta wait to see when they
if they beat Ohio State by 21. Like if you beat Ohio State by 21, you beat Penn State by 21. Okay, I can see why they can enter that type of conversation. But until then, honestly, they're just another team, and that's all I gotta say about that.
They got at Penn State next week, and then at Maryland, and then Ohio State. I mean, Maryland. I know Maryland.
My boys have slipped in.
Maryland can. When Maryland's on, they could be a challenge because they gave Ohio State a good game. I called that upset, and Maryland had opportunities throughout the game until the fourth quarter, and it kind of just fell apart. But for the first half, Maryland can be a team that
our defense
put a scare in Michigan. But I'm also
we gotta get our defense right.
Facts, but I'm not really sold on Michigan yet either. They haven't played anybody with this scandal. Yeah. I wonder if it's going to affect them when they have these tougher games down the stretch.
Exactly.
It's looming.
I'm looking right now at the Heisman odds, and they just disrespecting BT's boy because they got JJ McCarthy at plus 300, and they got Daniels at plus 450. If you're looking at the odds, Michael Penix is still up as number one. So it's just like, why are you throwing JJ McCarthy in there? Because like everybody on this pod said, and it's the same thing we talked about.
He ain't played nobody.
Who has Michigan played? He's putting up
nobody other than Minnesota, Indiana. Come on,
I'm sorry. Like they really sizing the college version of Trent Dilfer right now. Like they need to stop this shit, bro. Like Michigan, Michigan got great has a great running game. They got good players on the outside. They got do they have a good defense? Yeah, but they haven't played nobody, and they acting like that man out there throwing 40 touchdowns and like no, bro, he's handing that thing off. Like stop with the man. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry.
Stop the madness.
Yeah, but that's one thing about college, man. It's going to play itself out. I think Michigan's overrated because they got to beat Penn State and then beat Michigan. That's the only 2 times they're going to be challenged. But when they get to the playoff, we've seen it happen last year. TCU exposed them, and also TCU switched up the Seawolves. TCU duped Harbaugh and their cheating asses in the playoff, bro. And TCU put up a 50 ball on them boys, bro.
Yeah.
Until Michigan plays anybody, I can't judge them. Like you said, there's definitely an ACC or anti-Florida State agenda because how you gonna sit here, like you said, and have Michigan at 2? We beat LSU. We beat Duke at the time was ranked, and we beat Clemson. I know Clemson's down. I know Clemson is 4-4,
It's a
but
road
they
game.
put their
Yeah.
all. They put their all into that game because they knew that game was going to make or break their season. And we've seen it happen with a lot of college teams. You
And
put your all
Clemson
into one
and
game.
Clemson's a better team than anybody Michigan played.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
Like they really like I hate Clemson, but they really
Preach.
try to put Syracuse like they had like a 15-point spread Syracuse over
man.
Clemson, and Clemson dog walked them.
Didn't Syracuse get
Dog
smacked by
walked
like
in.
30 by Virginia Tech the other day, bro? Like, nah,
Yeah.
man.
Like exactly. So
Nah.
like exactly. So it's like it's just baffling me. Like they moved the goalposts for certain conferences and certain teams, but like you said, we said, like Michigan's going to really show us who they really are soon. It's coming. It's coming.
We'll definitely find out about Michigan soon, man. But I think it's the month of November is always crazy in college football. But I think with a lot of these games left and a lot of these teams still improving, it's going to be an exciting into the college
Finish to
football
the
season. I
season.
can't believe we're in the last
For
month
sure.
of the season already, bro. We only got 4 weeks
That's
left of the regular
crazy.
season.
That's crazy,
Yeah.
bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bro.
That's crazy.
Yeah, college goes by quick, man.
Mhm.
But we're going to go and transition now to the pro game. Kind of last week, not really a lot of exciting games per se, but we're starting to learn a lot more about a lot of teams. The one standout from this past week, the Cincinnati Bengals are back. Joe
My
Burrow's
dog back.
man.
Yep.
Yeah.
My dog
To be
back.
honest
He
with you,
healthy now.
they really should beat the 49ers worse than what they did, but dude fumbled at the goal line when they're about to go up like 21-3 or something like that. So it could have got even worse with the 49ers, but Brock Purdy, speaking of mid quarterbacks,
Not him.
coming back to earth.
Not him.
Getting
Brock Purdy's coming
exposed.
back to earth, man.
That's
You
3
are
straight
not
losses,
him.
Y'all,
dog.
bro.
That's 3 straight losses.
Exposed.
Brock Purdy, just another guy. I had to come back and say it, bro. Hey, Jack, just another guy.
He is getting exposed. Terence has said it so many times before. Once
Hey,
they
that
get
tape.
film on you, defenses will figure you out. And only the greats and the legends can overcome defense seeing you enough to still make plays. The Mahomes, the Brady, the Rodgers.
Mm-hmm.
Purdy is not in that level. He's nowhere near that level. He is the. If you're going to call Walmart Kirk Cousins, then Brock Purdy is clearly Dollar General or Dollar Tree, because it is not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It doesn't translate. Defenses now have the book on him. I mean, it's simple. It's like an open book test in college now on Purdy. He's throwing picks left and right, and 49ers fans are wondering what the hell happened. Like, I can tell you what happened. They figured him out. I mean, it's that simple. If you know ball, you know ball. And after about a good full season of film, teams start figuring players out. And you just start figuring guys out and they figure it out.
Question. Does Trey Lance look better before his injury than Brock Purdy has looked the past 3 games?
Nah,
man.
Nah. Because you know why I say
you're doing this right now. You're
why I say
you're doing this right now.
No, why I say
I know. Is that I asked the question. I asked the
question. Because the way they got rid of that boy so fast, because you got to remember, NFL is kind of different than any other sports. Like they're the type of organization, since you only play once a week, when you practice, they like know who they really dealing with, and you don't really get that opportunity. So like Trey Lance, we saw them lose to the Bears in the opening game. They knew then. They was like, hey, look, man. And then he gets injured. You get Jimmy G to go in there. He's winning the same games with the same damn team that you try to get Trey Lance off to. Then you lose Jimmy G. Then you put in Brock Purdy, the last goddamn pick of the draft, and he's winning and looking better than Trey Lance. These are 2 mid QBs that you plug them in with the same players and look way better than Trey Lance. And Trey Lance been in that system for like 2 seasons.
Yeah.
And you telling me for 2 seasons you couldn't pick it up with a Deebo Samuels, and they added a Christian McCaffrey. You got George Kittles. You got Ayuk who's balling out right now, and you couldn't do nothing with that offensive weaponry? Nah, bro. There's a reason why he's backing up Dak in Dallas. There's a reason why he's back in Dallas.
I had to ask a question because you know.
But another thing we just need to see is to admit that. Yeah, we also got to admit that people are figuring out this 49ers defense as well.
True.
Yeah.
Like,
Corey, you said it.
What Corey said about Steve Wilkes.
Yeah. It's starting to show a little bit, man.
Yeah.
But also, like you said, this defense has been around for a while. So people are starting to get the book on some of their players on the defensive end. Things are just not right with the 49ers, bro. Like,
you can scheme around Nick Bosa, and that's what they've been doing. That's the reason why they had to make trades to go and get other players, because you can scheme around Nick Bosa. If you put they got Chase, right?
This bye week came in right on time.
Yeah, all right, yeah. So yeah, that was right on time for them. Like, if you're scheming around Nick Bosa and they know this, like, okay, all right, cool. We need someone on the opposite side of him. So if they're double teaming him, that whole other side is going to be open. Chase Young is going to be the perfect person for that. But how long is that going to hold together? That's the thing about it.
No, you're right. But I have a question for y'all, man. The Bengals, are they the scariest team, not in the AFC, but in football right now? Because remember, they were in the Super Bowl. They got to the AFC Championship game. They're the one team that really isn't afraid to go into Arrowhead. We've seen them go into Arrowhead and win a playoff game, and they quite easily could have won another playoff game last year. They're rounding into form. Joe Burrow's healthy. Mix is getting involved. Chase is happy again. T. Higgins is involved. Boyd. Their defense looks good. Right now, they're only a game behind Baltimore in the North. So are the Bengals the scariest team in the NFL right now? Not just the AFC, but the entire NFL at the moment.
As long as they don't gotta play the Browns.
I'm going Baltimore. I'm going Baltimore right now.
I'm with BT.
I'm going with Baltimore right now.
As long as they don't gotta play the Browns.
I'm going.
Yeah, I agree with Baltimore. The reason why I say the Bengals because they just had a little bit more playoff success. I know Lamar was injured last year, but I'm not going to count the years Lamar was injured. But we've seen what Joe Burrow can do in the playoffs. Until I see the Ravens do it, as scary as Lamar Jackson is, I gotta say the Bengals for now, just because they're proven for the moment. But I think the Ravens have a chance. The Chiefs are vulnerable, man. Like,
they are
very
vulnerable.
They are.
They got exposed a little bit against Denver. They need a playmaker. I was really surprised they didn't try to make a trade for a wide receiver, man.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest. We still can't count out Miami. Like,
Miami hasn't beaten anybody though. They haven't beaten anybody.
Beat somebody.
Well, 2 times they had a chance to beat quality teams. They got smoked.
Yeah,
Buffalo smoked them, and then Philadelphia kind of gave a blueprint how to beat Miami in the postseason. You just got a physical running game in the trenches. If you're physical in the trenches, you can get to 2 of them. Miami's cooked.
But at the same time, that's a lot of West Coast offensive teams. Like, if you get if you put a lot of pressure on them and you get up in them and run the ball, they don't know how to handle that. A lot of West Coast offensive teams. Prime example, once again, we look at the 49ers.
Nah, facts.
Defense on them.
You got a point there.
They come back to earth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but we also got to think, like, they are missing, like, 2, like, really key players for that team, though. Like, we know how big Trent and Deebo Samuel is for that team, and they've been out for the past 2 games as well since that Cleveland game. So like, we also got, like, think of that too, but like, but that doesn't take away that Purdy just couldn't, like, he couldn't overcome that. And then I saw this stat earlier today, which I couldn't believe, but it's true. Like, Kyle Shanahan's 131 when he's down 3 in the 4th quarter. I did not know that.
Wow.
Kyle Shanahan, like, hey, I've been preaching this.
Wow.
I've been preaching this about Kyle Shanahan.
I did not.
Like, down
I did not know that, and that's wild. Down 3, entering the 4th quarter, like, all you need is like a field goal or a touchdown to get over the hump. But down 3, it's like he if he's not up in the 4th quarter, that boy is cooked.
Let's keep it
that's
real.
some real
That team,
front runner shit.
let's keep
That
it
is
real.
some-
That
I was
team,
about to say
that
the same
team is
thing.
nothing but John Lynch. That team is nothing but John Lynch. John Lynch put together that team, and Kyle Shanahan is just drawing up some plays and it's working. And now that we're getting the tape, and now that things are starting to come out about them, you can't hide it anymore. You can't mask it.
Yeah.
Nah, facts.
Yeah.
But we got some big games this weekend, unlike the last couple weekends where I'll be honest with you, this NFL slate was mid. We actually got some very important games.
Very good.
So we got Dolphins versus Chiefs in Germany. That could be for home field advantage. And honestly, I think Miami needs that win bad. If you're Miami, if you want to get to the Super Bowl, you need the AFC to come through Miami. Because I just don't know if Miami's built to play on the road in January.
True.
True.
They definitely not
Especially
going to the
cold.
snow.
No, they're not.
They
They're not.
definitely not
City
going to the
with
snow.
wind chill and they're not built.
You don't want to go to Kansas City. You don't want to go to Cincinnati.
You don't want to go to Buffalo. You
Buffalo.
don't want to go to Baltimore.
You want to go to Baltimore.
Yeah.
All the places
Buffalo.
are cold weather.
Nah, you don't want to go to none of them spots.
Cold weather, wind chill, -1. You don't want to go to those places.
Yeah.
Like
And then we got Cowboys and Eagles, and then we got Bills and Bengals. So we got three pretty
Seahawks and Ravens.
high level games, man.
Yeah, I'm about to say we got a Seahawks Ravens sleeper matchup.
To me, this team is not like exactly the scariest, but I mean, technically they're the hottest because they've won 5 in a row. But the Jaguars, like they play the 49ers, who are are declining right now, and Jaguars are ascending. So after this, Jaguars,
that might actually be a good matchup.
They play the Titans. They play the Texans. They have a game. They have some favorable games coming down. So this winning streak could go to like 6, 7, 8. So this could the Jaguars could end up being the hottest team. Like when we talk like a month from now, they could still be on a winning streak.
Yeah, Jacksonville's in the AFC South, so they can definitely get hot, and they look good. I ain't gonna lie. They started off slow, but they look better for sure. So,
Terence, I got one question for you.
Yeah.
Does Carolina make it 2 in a row?
Man, who we play?
I mean,
they play the Colts.
The Colts.
Is hurt. So
yeah, it's a toss up. I'm just to be honest.
It's a toss up. Our offense looked better, but it still only scored 15 points. And I'll be honest with you, if it wasn't for a delay game penalty that Houston had that put him out of field goal range, we would have lost that game against the Texans. Keep it a stat. That delay of game by Stroud cost him the game because it put him out of field goal range, and it gave us just enough to drive down and get that field goal to win the game. So I'm happy that we won, but they're still not quite together on offense. Like, you got guys dropping passes. Icky's a buzz. I'm sorry. He's regressed so bad. I'm about to put him in the buzz column because he just has regressed so terribly.
That was a terrible game.
Yeah, second year slump, man.
That was a terrible game. For Austin Corbett to come back and that entire right side to look good. Icky just gave up everything on the left side. Everything. It was a free fall.
If you want to go to the dictionary and look up second year slump, Icky Ekwonu is right there, bro. It's right there.
Damn. They made him a speed bump. They made him a speed bump over there.
It's right there.
He won't
the clear definition of you get to your second year and you just down.
I've seen Kleenexes stop more than Icky was in that game.
Shit.
Damn, bro.
Wow. This y'all team, man. This y'all team. I'll let y'all hey man. Wow.
Icky can't stop a runny nose.
I can only be real.
Yeah.
Damn.
Hey, man.
What score did he go to again?
NC State.
NC fucking State.
Oh, okay.
We know how that
okay. Oh,
it makes sense. It makes sense.
Hey,
no, I just want to.
Hey, but I'm gonna keep it hot. We got a recipe for what works. We kept that bitch ass nigga off the field.
My nigga, my nigga, yo.
Look, hey, look, bro.
Nigga.
Look, bro.
Yo, Corey, I'm proud of you, son.
Hey, look, bro. The
Proud
Panthers
of
so
you.
bad. I had to figure out what bitch ass nigga Corey was talking about.
Hey, Shoutout, Dave. Hey, yo.
Hey, nah, but on the real, I want to take a moment to apologize to Chuba Hubbard. I was unfamiliar with your game. I was not familiar with your game, brother.
He just needed some time, bro. He just needed some time, man.
No, he did. Yeah. That bitch nigga, he can just sit on the field. Hold that man. Hold something for him, man. You his rookie. He your OG. You hold that man helmet and his shoulder pads.
Damn.
Bitch ass.
Oh damn.
He got Sanders got to go back to getting rookie hazing. He got to go back to the rookie hazing. He got to buy the whole offensive line meals again.
Hell yeah.
When they go to
running back
Fahrenheit,
room 2.
you got to
running back room 2. This nigga
not fair. Hey, he's stupid.
Bro. He gotta go buy the whole offense, Bojangles, bro. That's what he gotta go do.
Exactly.
Hey, no. Y'all and Bojangles do not mix. Y'all learned that the hard way last time. Don't send them niggas back to Bojangles, okay? No more Bojangles for anybody on that team.
Yeah.
Can't do that.
Yeah, Kelvin
I
Benjamin.
can't have my receivers.
He went from a wide receiver to a tight end.
Yeah, I can't have that again. God,
Culver's I always support and promo. Culver's will always get promo and support, but Bojangles, nah, man, y'all can't go back to Bojangles.
I saw the interview today.
Oh man, but yeah, I'm gonna reel this back in a little bit, man. So let's see. Kansas City's a 1-point favorite against the Dolphins. Who y'all got? Miami, KC.
I'm gonna go Kansas City.
I was gonna say I'm gonna go with Mahomes. Simple.
Shit. Cheetah playing?
Yeah.
It don't matter though.
Let me go Miami. Cheetah want a revenge game.
If this was in Kansas City, hold on, is Taylor Swift going to be at the game? I'm asking for my fantasy team. Okay, yeah, I'm going Miami. I'm going Miami. If Kansas City, if this was supposed to, if this game was in Arrowhead, if this game was in Arrowhead, was like it was supposed to be, not in goddamn Germany.
True. Man.
I'm sorry. I know we got to say, but look, Roger Goodell, owners, how the hell when you was making this schedule, when you saw Kansas City has to play the Dolphins, knowing that Tyreek Hill went from Kansas City to Miami, that y'all thought this was the perfect game to have this 9:30 a.m. in the morning in fucking Germany.
This is your Sunday night game. This is your Sunday night game right here.
This will be a
Sunday night, Monday night, game of the week, 425, don't matter. But why is this at 9:30 in the morning?
Crazy.
And we're gonna be at homecoming.
Homecoming weekend at that. Shout out to
man.
Schedule makers going to hell.
The weekend of GHOE, bro.
Schedule makers going to hell.
On the weekend of GHOE.
Hell yeah. Let's see. Seahawks, Ravens. Baltimore is a 6-point favorite. I think Seattle's gonna cover the spread, but I think Baltimore wins a 1-point game.
What's this? Was this before or after the Leonard Williams trade? Because Seattle beefed up that D line with that trade.
This is after.
This is current. This is as of today.
It's current.
Yeah, it's current.
This is current.
Okay.
And the over/under is 44.5.
So I got Seahawks. I think Seahawks cover. I think Baltimore wins by a field goal.
Yeah. It's gonna be a tough game.
I see that.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a last possession game.
Yeah.
Facts. All right, hold on one second.
Physical brand of football in that one.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to pull up the
Monday night
Bills
game.
and the Bengals. Let's see, Bills and Bengals.
What's his name? Witherspoon been balling.
Yeah.
That DB in Seattle been balling this year.
Honestly, I knew since the draft, Seattle gonna have a Legion of Boom 2.0, bro. You got
they drafted that guy last year.
That's what Pete Carroll been trying to do.
Yeah.
Is Jamal Adams hurt? Or is he back?
He back.
I think he should be back. I think he back. Yeah.
And
And
then
they
I know
got,
they
like I
got
said,
some.
the guy
They
they
got some
drafted
other
this
guy. I
year,
forgot. Yeah.
the guy they drafted last year that played well for them.
You
they
talking
do
about
back as
Tariq
well.
Woolen?
Woolen,
Yeah.
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 I mean, they doing
Yeah.
in the Legion of Boom 2.0 basically.
It's
So
here, bro. It's just young. It's here.
yeah.
There
It's
you
like
go.
it's like the
But
old
Seattle,
They're
Legion of Boom,
young
but
at that.
back in like 2010, 2011.
And this group is
Seattle's
young
a
and they're
threat to
hungry.
win the Seattle's definitely a threat to win the NFC West because the way the 49ers look for sure.
Yeah, they're at the
So
top. Yeah, they're at the top right now.
we got Bills and Bengals. This is crazy, y'all. So Cincinnati's a 2-point favorite, but I'm on ESPN. They do the little matchup predictor. They're saying that Buffalo has a 67% chance to win this game. I don't know how, because Cincinnati beat the shit out of
Wow.
Buffalo in the
Where
playoffs
the
last
game
year, and they
at?
were on the way to
They,
beating them in the regular season as well
It's in
before
Game is
the
in
Mark Hamlin
Cincy.
situation.
they pushing that Josh Allen agenda. That's what they doing. They pushing
The
that
game
They
is
Josh
in
do
Allen
something
Buffalo.
we
agenda.
don't.
It's in Cincinnati.
It's
Oh, and they,
Cincinnati.
oh yeah, ESPN
Cincinnati,
tripping.
they beat
Oh,
them outright.
I think Cincinnati
Yeah,
wins this game, bro.
Yeah,
Cincinnati
They
they
beat
definitely
just
them
win.
know
outright.
something that
Cincinnati
ESPN clearly doesn't
Cincinnati by
know.
10 plus. Cincinnati by 10
Oh, by 10
plus.
I can
plus.
see it. I can see it.
Cincinnati
I
by
was,
10 plus.
I was gonna
I
say
can see
by
it.
like 9. Yeah, but
Cincinnati by 10 plus. Fuck that 9. 10 plus.
Heck
Hey,
yeah.
Yeah.
well, there you
I
have
say
it.
Cincinnati at least by a touchdown easily.
All Jamar Chase had to do was say, "Give me, I'm always fucking open."
Hey,
All of a sudden, he's always fucking open.
Josh Allen over under 2 picks.
I say even.
I say
Under.
right at 2.
I
Under.
say even. He would be right at 2.
He'll throw one.
That's gonna tell
He'll
us a
throw
lot
one
right there.
early. He'll do
He'll
the
throw
classic
one.
Josh Allen game. He'll throw one early, play well, the crowd will get into it, and then all of a sudden when the crowd gets into it late, he'll make a mistake, throw one in the end zone, get picked off, they lose the game. Classic Josh Allen game.
He's gonna have an interception, and he's gonna have a fumble for doing too damn much on a running play.
I can
That's what's
see
gonna
that too,
happen.
Dre. I can see that too.
That's why I should
He'll
have
have
said
3
turnovers.
turnovers. He'll have 3 turnovers.
Hell yeah.
Damn.
So then the last one of the week, we got Dallas at Philadelphia. So Philadelphia is 3-point favorites.
Fuck both
ESPN
of them.
actually has this about I've never seen this before. This is about
Dre's like
even.
if both of them could lose.
I mean, they can tie. They can tie.
That's still not good enough. That's still not good enough.
But yeah, ESPN has Philadelphia slightly favored. Their little matchup predictor has the Eagles at 49.9% and then Dallas at 49.7%. So basically, ESPN is saying this is a split
It's a
pick 'em
split.
game.
It's
How
a
I
split.
don't
It's a
know.
toss up.
No,
They got
ain't no
Philly.
Yeah.
They got Philly
Ain't no
minus
picking.
3.
Well,
The only thing that's a
CD
pick 'em
been
is the
playing
Eagles
good
win.
lately. CD been playing good lately.
He has.
Yeah,
But I don't
he
trust
has.
that in this moment.
Yeah, because they've been throwing him the ball. But this is a big game. But here's
Yeah,
the thing.
you're right.
Here's the
This is a
thing.
big game.
If this was no, here's the thing. If this was Dak versus an outside NFC East team that's a top team, he's going to fold. But since this is an NFC East game, you anything you think you see on paper, you got to throw that ish out the window. You got to throw that shit out the window. NFC East, when 2 NFC teams play each other, it do not fucking matter. Throw that shit out the window. You just got how watch that. You got to watch how that game unfold. You got to watch how that game
Division
unfold.
games are always crazy. Division games are always crazy and they always tricky. Prime example, like look at Denver and Kansas City last week. That's a prime example right there.
Man, that's because Taylor Swift went in the building,
Yeah.
man. That's why Denver won.
No, we saw the Texans beat the Jaguars. Like it's been happening across the league. So
Yeah, divisional games are crazy.
Division games.
To be honest.
That's why I was talking about college football earlier. When we start getting to these rivalry week games at the end of the season, you can throw the records out. Division games is the same thing. You can throw records out because these teams know each other. They know the schemes. They know what they're trying to do.
They know the playmakers.
Yeah, these division games.
the game's really gonna come down. The game's gonna come down to the trenches. It's like, can Dallas D line, can they get to Jalen Hurts? It's the offensive line of the Eagles. Are they gonna hold up? Are they gonna be able to establish the run game? Because we really haven't seen that run game for a couple of weeks now out of Philly. It's really been on the strength of Jalen Hurts' arm and AJ Brown just going crazy this past month. So
Thank you for the
we just gotta see. Yep. Well, I need all them points too, bro. But
all of them.
This game definitely is going to come down to whose trenches is going to be more established, and Dallas got to figure out what they're going to do with their run game too, because that run game has not looked good at all this whole season
I'm really
Powell hasn't
surprised they
looked
didn't make
like
a trade.
the yeah. But you know
I'm
that
Dallas. You should have
if,
called Derrick Henry,
yeah.
bro.
No, but here's the thing: when Jerry says something, believe him. He's gonna tell you exactly what his moves are. When he say they're not making any moves at the deadline, they're not making no moves at the deadline, and that's when I say, all right, move along. Like they don't care. But Jerry just keeps sticking cheap when it's like if you could get Derrick Henry for a season, knowing you need a run game, why not?
Yeah, because we talked about this earlier on the
Why
pod.
not?
Dallas's window is not as long as what people think.
It's not. It's
No.
not.
Honestly, I think this is the year. If they don't do shit this year, then it's gonna be some players that's gonna be moving on. It's gonna
I've
be
said
some players that's going
I've
to
said
get
it before.
traded. It's gonna
If
be players
Dallas,
gonna get hurt.
And then other teams in the NFC are
I
going
said
to
it
get
before.
better. Like
If Dallas
Detroit's
don't
going
do
to be
nothing this year,
better.
they're blowing it up.
Detroit's gonna be a lot better.
Detroit's going to be better. Seattle's
Yeah.
going to be better. San Francisco's going to be there. The Philly's going to be there. Yeah.
So this is Dallas's last time, in my opinion. Like I've said before, if they don't do nothing this year, the only way Jerry Jones can
The
get
offensive
to where
line
he's
getting
trying
old.
to get to is blow it up and start fresh. And he ain't got much time left himself, so he got to do something.
Yeah.
The offensive line getting old in Dallas.
Yeah.
But we're going to transition now to my favorite sport, personally, the NBA. And speaking of players on the move,
Season's back.
speaking of players on the move, this nigga James
Oh
Harden.
Lord.
Whole ass.
Hey,
Hey.
hey,
Who
go
wants
ahead,
to go
BT.
first, bro? Who wants to cook first, bro?
Whole ass.
Hey, can
man.
I start? Let me start this off. Let me start this
Go
off.
ahead,
Let me
man.
start this off.
Hey, I'm
Cause,
gonna let
cause we
y'all
need,
go.
cause,
I'm not gonna cook him.
cause,
I'm gonna
cause,
cook. Yeah, I'm cooking the front office.
no, okay, we could tag team because we gotta put this in perspective, everybody, because we gotta take this all the way back to the beginning. So at the end of the day, y'all flipped Ben Simmons for Nicholas Batum and Robert Covington
Woo, that's where I was going.
Marcus
That's where I was
Morris.
Marcus
and
Moore.
Marcus Morris.
Yep.
That's where I was going.
Yeah, y'all got quote unquote draft picks. Yeah, y'all got quote unquote draft picks, but again, y'all flipped Ben Simmons, all defensive player, multiple All-Star, Rookie of the Year, to watch Nicholas Batum, Robert Covington, and mind you, along the way, you gave up Seth Curry.
Yep.
You have to cut Danny Green, another shooter.
Yep.
Y'all gave up PJ Tucker.
Yep.
Nah.
And then y'all had Al Horford. Y'all could have kept as a backup. And then like this ugly. Go ahead, Corey.
I just pulled up that proposed trade. Fuck the picks that they were about to get. This is the package that they were about to get if they would have made that trade with the Kings. Tyrese Halliburton, Buddy Hield, Harrison Barnes, 2 ones. 2 ones.
Stupid. But they wanted bitch ass James Harden, bruh.
They were only gonna give up 3 players. You was gonna get rid of 2 big ass contracts off your books.
Yep.
You were gonna give up Ben Simmons, Tobias Harris, and Matisse Thybulle.
And you was gonna give me Halliburton.
I know Sacramento thankful. I know Sacramento real thankful right now.
Literally everything you needed for Embiid.
And you still kept
and you got picks. You was gonna be
you would have had Halliburton and Maxey in the same backcourt, bro.
Going crazy.
With Seth coming off the bench and Buddy Hield.
Seth coming off the bench.
Yeah, Seth coming off the
with
bench.
Buddy Hield.
Buddy Hield at your 3.
Wow.
Harrison Barnes, solid. Harrison Barnes is a solid player, man.
Yep.
That's a solid man.
They stupid. They stupid.
Wow.
You still had 2 ones that you could turn around and flip if you wanted to. Because they coming from the Kings. That means those picks weren't gonna be doing shit for them.
I don't give a damn what went on behind closed doors or whatever, bro. Daryl Morey gave up, said no to that trade just for the sake of James Harden, bro. Then you have the nerve to call this nigga a liar, bro. He gave up all this shit. He was loyal to you. Gave up a fantastic trade just to have your ass in Philly, and then he turn around and call him like, oh, he's a liar. I'll never trust him. Like our relationship can't be restored. All this shit, man. Get the fuck out of here, bro. That's why the Clippers gonna go out in the second round.
Hey, now this is my thing with James Harden, bro. Hold on. This is my thing with James Harden, bro. This is my thing. He the common denominator, bro. He's the common denominator, bro. Yeah. You was in Houston. You showed up the training camp fat. They shipped your ass to. You want to go to Brooklyn, right? Okay, Kyrie, KD, send you to Brooklyn. You ain't happy there. Like, nigga, what the fuck? You ain't happy there. Okay, you want to go to Philly? They send you to Philly. And now you ain't happy there. Yo, this nigga a hoe, bro. That nigga a hoe. He a hoe, bro. He's the common denominator, though. That's why I'm
you're right.
Like,
you're right.
I'm
But
really
at the end of the day,
at that point,
at the end of the day, the player cannot sit here and dictate where they go. They can demand, they can cry, they can bitch, they can moan, they can do all of that stuff. But if your GM don't want to send you where you want to go, they are not going to send you where you don't want to go. Prime example. Look at Portland.
Bingo.
Yeah.
This nigga Dame did everything for Portland, bro. He did everything for Portland.
And they still said, "Nah, fuck that. We'll send you to Milwaukee. We're not sending you where you want to go."
And we got it with Dame. I'm like, Dame gave Portland every opportunity to build our roster up to help them win a championship, and it just never. Nobody was coming to Portland. It just never happened. So we understand why Dame asked what he did, but it's like what James Harden is doing. I remember because Shaq said it. He's like, and it's funny because it's towards Ben Simmons too. He's like, y'all messing up the money. Y'all messing up the money with some of the. I was like, James Harden, what you're doing is messing up the money because over the years in this era of super teams, how certain fan bases will sometimes get on Bron, certain fan bases will get on KD and stuff like that. You can literally, if you deep dive, you can literally point to reasons why they did what they had to do in order to try to get championship. James Harden, though, from 20, like what was it, BT 2021?
2020. This is 2020.
And this is 14. And this is your fourth team
in 3 years.
In 3 years.
Your fourth team. Like, come on.
Like,
and this the worst part. This is the worst part. Not only have you been requested to move from these teams, we see instances where you quit on these teams. Literally on the court, you quit on these teams, and then the audacity to request a trade after the performance you had in Game 6 and Game 7 in the playoffs.
Not just that, bro. It's every single playoffs for this nigga, bro.
Every single year,
single playoff.
Every single year.
Hey, you remember in Houston when the Spurs didn't even have Kawhi Leonard and he was a no-show?
Yeah.
They got beat. Then you had the Steph, Clay, Draymond, KD Warriors down 3-2 and couldn't close them out. We're not going to talk about the 2012 NBA Finals, where if you just showed up as a bench player, Oklahoma City wins that series.
Yep.
Like,
South Beach flu got to him, bro.
He was out at King of Diamonds instead of hooping.
Woo!
He was.
So it's not just recent, bro. This man been doing this, though. He been doing this since 2011, 2012. He been doing this.
Yeah.
So literally,
it's really been
if
crazy.
You just showed up.
He said it's starting to be the common denominator.
Oh, remember in 2019, KD's not even playing. The Warriors were down at half.
In Game 5, right?
Game 5, you couldn't get it done. Game 6, you let Steph go for 30 and a half.
Steph had 0 points in the halftime, bro. He had a goose egg at halftime. And I don't get it, man.
Then Game 5, like James Harden outside of Game 1 and Game 4 was terrible versus Boston. Like, he was terrible. Like, if you just showed up in Game 6 at like 50% of what you're capable of, Philadelphia wins that game and they win the series. And the fact of the matter is that you didn't feed Embiid down the stretch. You didn't feed the MVP, the two-time runner-up and the reigning MVP, down the stretch of a closeout game at home. You're turning the ball over, throwing up bullshit, or passing to PJ Tucker who's clanging threes instead of giving the ball to the MVP. I do not understand, bro. And you quit in Game 7.
He quit. He quit, bro.
You know how he quit, bro?
That was a
You know,
Doc
I
Rivers
quick
trick.
because
Y'all know I'm still
Joel
gonna slander
Embiid's
him.
body language Joel Embiid's body language in that game 7 was so bad because James Harden didn't bring it, and Embiid's like, what the fuck? And it rubbed off on the whole rest of the team. Even Maxey said, Maxey went to the front office and said something's got to change with this team, bro. Like Maxey was heated after that series, bro, because that was Philadelphia's chance with that group with Harden and Embiid. That was their shot. You were up 3-2 at home in a closeout game. You would have beat Miami because Miami had no answer for Embiid. You would have got to the NBA Finals. Now, James Harden and Daryl Morey are responsible for what's going to happen next. I think Joel Embiid, unless Philadelphia makes a move at the trade deadline, whether it's Zach LaVine, OG Anunoby, or is it some other trade that I don't see coming right now, I think Embiid's going to be out of there unless they do something. I know Maxey has showed out this year, but you still need another player
You still need
to
it,
compete with
especially in
Boston.
the East.
You need one more piece. Yeah.
In the East, you need
Yeah,
another guy. You need another star.
And B's that new player where the clock is ticking on him now. He got his MVP, and now and then what even worse that happened to him, he saw his contemporary Joker get his championship ring, and Giannis already got his. So now it's like, okay,
got rings.
Yep.
So now it's like Embiid, like what are you going to do because two of your contemporaries got rings, and you haven't even got out in the second round yet.
Yeah.
So like that pressure is really on Embiid now. So he really just needs that team. Like he brings it. I know he's been hurt pretty much every postseason he's been to, but the way that he still brings it, even when he's not 100%, shows you that if you just put a team that's going to be able to back him up and be around him, they can really do some damage. Like the Toronto series, that was just unfortunate. The Kawhi hit one of the best game winners we saw recently. That's it. But like the series against the Hawks, what they did against Boston, like those are inexcusable. Like they got to do something.
Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid's been unlucky because Ben Simmons was a no-show against the Hawks. Embiid averaged 31 and 16 on a torn meniscus and couldn't get anybody to step up. Remember, there was a game in that series where Embiid and Steph Curry were the only players to make a basket in the entire second half. It was game 5.
Yeah, game 4. I think that was game 4 or game 5. Yeah.
Yeah, game 4. Yeah.
Pat Riley
Ben Simmons choked. Couldn't even dunk on Trae Young. Then you get James Harden, and Embiid was having a great postseason series with Toronto, but gets smacked in the face because Doc Rivers had Joel Embiid in the game. They're up by 25 in a closeout game. We should have pulled him out. Why was he in the game? Got elbowed in the face. Unfortunate, very unfortunate. Some of it with Embiid is luck. Yeah, Embiid could have played better in Game 7 against Boston, but in Game 6, they were right there. But Embiid can't dribble the ball at the court himself. You have to have somebody feed him the basketball. This is why I still blame Doc Rivers and James Harden for that Game 6 debacle because you have to give the ball to your best player, bro. You have to give the ball to your best player, bro. James Harden turned the ball over so much in that fourth quarter. It was inexcusable, bro.
And it's just awareness on James Harden's end because you mentioned the game 6 against the Celtics last year. You don't find ways to feed the MVP. I can even go back to 2018 when Houston jacked up 27 threes in a row and missed all of them. How about go to the free throw line? How about pick and roll and just lob it up to Capella? That worked all season.
Yeah.
How about
they were up
you're
11.
like one of the best free throw shooters in the league. Get to the line.
They were up 11 at halftime of that game, bro. They were up at halftime of that game.
Yeah. And even when they were missing even 15 of those threes in a row, they were still up. They still had a lead. So we got to question how his clutch awareness or his decision making down the stretch of key games.
He doesn't have it.
It's not there. He doesn't have that intangible.
The problem is what he does is great for the regular season. You playing 82 games, whatever, you going up and down the floor, people are not really keyed in on you. It's great. But when you get into these half-court sets, when you get down to money time, when that pressure is mounting up, what James Harden does, it just does not work. Like, especially when you do it and on the top of the key, when you got the whole defense looking at you. We see where you going now, bro. Like, this is not a fast break game no more. Like, we see what's going on. So it just, I don't know, it makes sense that you would give it to Embiid, who's on the block, who Boston has no answer for. who Atlanta had no answer for, and this is going back to Ben Simmons. But of course, when you're the center of a team, that you're a star, and you got a guard that's a quote unquote star too, shit like that happens, and it's really just unfortunate for Embiid, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But I don't think James Harden is going to really move the needle for the because you got
That's gonna hurt
Westbrook,
him.
you got Harden, you got Paul George, and you got Kawhi. Like there's only one basketball.
Clippers should have not made that trade. I'm sorry.
It's gonna hurt Russ.
It's gonna hurt Russ the most. Yeah, it's gonna hurt him the most.
And the thing about it, Russ is not gonna say that because that's James Harden is his friend. But sometimes you can't, and that's what I hate about nowadays in the league. Everybody want to play with their friends. Like that shit doesn't always work. Go back and do the LeBron shit. LeBron just recently got on that train of let me play with my friends type shit. LeBron was like, if you're good, I need you to play with me.
Yeah,
LeBron got his first ring playing with his friends. What you mean?
They were still good.
What you mean?
They were still good.
Giannis don't play with his friends.
You see, he ain't going to get Chris Paul. He ain't going to get Chris Paul too fast. He ain't going to get Melo
his brothers are his friends. His brothers are his friends, taking up 2 roster spots.
Hey, bro.
Crazy.
You need your big bro there, bro. Like, hey.
Fuck him. Can he hoop?
Speaking of,
Where Blake Griffin bro at? Where Blake Griffin bro at?
Siberia.
Did he ever bring him on the Clippers?
Uzbekistan? We don't know.
Okay. Okay.
But speaking of the Bucks,
Joe could be having his brothers though. Joe could be having his brothers.
Facts. But speaking of Milwaukee, man, they've been like up and down. Like they look good at times, and then they've struggled a bit. What do you think of the Bucks? Is it going to take time for Giannis, Dame, the rest of the team to kind of figure out the chemistry?
I think what's interesting about the Bucks, I think it's going to take some time to figure out chemistry. I'm not sweating these first couple weeks or this first month of the season. They're figuring it out. Chris Middleton went from being the second option, now he's the third. They're trying to figure out. He's going to have to sacrifice a lot and turn into more of a bigger presence on the defensive side more than the offensive side, since now he's a third or fourth option now on the offense.
Yeah.
And they got smacked by Toronto tonight, so I'm not even sweating that. It's gonna take them some time. So
we've seen glimpses of what they can.
They also got a new coach too.
Yeah. We've seen glimpses of what that team can do. So whenever they get it all together, like 100%, it's gonna look very crazy. It's gonna look very scary for a lot of people. Because we were talking about it like when opening night, I believe, either opening night or night 2. Like everything that they can do, the pick and pops, the picking pulls, like everything. Like you setting so many screens. You can have anybody set screens. You can put Bobby Portis in the game and have Giannis set a screen for Dame and he can hit Bobby Portis in the corner. Like it's so much that you can do. Brook Lopez as well too. Is nothing but shooters on that team. If you think about it, whenever you put it all together and Dame becomes a facilitator, like we know that he can be, he can facilitate the first 3 quarters, and then that last quarter he can take over. That's Dame time. It's a lot that can be done. So like I'm not stressed about it. I'm not worried about it at all.
They'll figure it out. And also I think one thing that is kind of unnoticed is that I didn't really notice it until like towards the end of the preseason, but Terry Stotts was the assistant coach who was Dame's like coach for the first 9 or 10 years of his career. Like the coach that Dame had when he went to the Western Conference Finals. So I think that's a bigger loss than what it seems like right now, because I think he was going to be the one to try to help out Adrian Griffin as a new coach, and also kind of ease the transition that Dame is having in Milwaukee, and kind of figure out how Giannis, Dame, and everybody else is going to work together.
True.
Nah, facts. And speaking of the Bucks competition, East Boston, they dropped 155 points tonight.
Right.
155.
Shit.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey,
hold on. Whoa, 155.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, bro.
And damn.
Yeah, won by 50.
Woo.
Yep,
Against the Pacers, right?
yep, yeah. Against the
Yeah.
Pacers.
God damn.
Yep. Hey, when that offense is on, it's on. But when it's off,
It's
it's
ugly.
off. It's off.
They took 95 shots.
Tatum
They
dropped
took
30.
95 fucking
Jeez.
shots and they shot
Yeah.
57%.
Shit.
You
Them
got-
niggas made 20 out of 35 3-point shots, bro. You missed
I mean,
15 3-pointers, dog.
Yeah.
You
I
missed
say,
you make 20 and miss
Yeah.
15,
Yeah.
bro.
You getting cooked.
yeah, bro.
Yeah, you getting cooked.
Well, I'd say
You
like
getting cooked. You getting cooked.
when you got Porzingis, and then if Porzingis is on, and then you got Tatum, and then Brown are on, and then Holiday is pitching in, and then you got guys like Peyton Pritchard are picking in.
I mean, we can look at this and say, damn,
Like,
Porzingis
it's
had a
going
bad
crazy.
game. We can look at this and say Porzingis had a bad game. 13 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists.
So other niggas
But he had a
went
plus
off
minus
That's
of
a down-
27 though.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy, bro.
That means he was playing defense.
He's playing
Yeah.
defense.
That means he was playing defense.
Hey, you know what? I ain't gonna hold y'all, bro. That Derek White and Drew Holiday backcourt, as far as like defense, they probably got the best defensive backcourt in the NBA, bro. Because both of them boys will lock you down, bro.
Yeah.
You still got Brown and Tatum.
Yep.
That
on
can't
the
play
wing.
Like
defense.
a Swift.
Yep.
Yeah, Boston. I'll be honest with you, bro. Boston might have the best starting five in the league. I know Denver's up there, but yeah.
It's what we always say. The only issue with Boston is the offense. It's the philosophy of that team.
Yep.
Like
Coaching.
that you go, I go, you take 3 threes, I take 5 threes, and then you come back. Like y'all cannot be running that type of shit.
That you go, I go shit ain't gonna work right now, man. Because Porzingis
Especially in the
gonna want his
playoffs.
touches. Like niggas gonna want their touches outside of
Yeah.
Tatum.
And it's blowing because they not even using him like they like. I watched all his game and like we had Porzingis like facilitating too. Like they just got him being the spread 5 and everything like that. I'm like, y'all could do so much more with Porzingis that they not even utilizing yet. I don't know, maybe they saving it. I doubt it because this is clearly the same offense from the last couple seasons. So it's just they cooking now, but we just gotta have to see when they play better competition and what they really look like in the playoffs.
I mean, they're gonna walk into the
But right
Eastern
now they're
Conference
on fire.
Finals. We know that. We know that they're gonna walk into the Eastern
Right
Conference
now.
Finals. Like
Most definitely.
Yeah.
I don't see
So I'm gonna
otherwise.
go around the panel. Ask each person a different basketball questions. Give me some quick answers. So Dre, I'm gonna start with you. Are you concerned about Bradley
All right.
Beal and Devin Booker being out for multiple games so far early in the season?
Yes, because this was the thing about the Phoenix Suns. Like, even when we saw them build out this roster, we was like, is their big three going to be healthy throughout the majority of the season? Bill hasn't played yet. Booker only played 1 game. So, I mean, I'm not concerned about the record, 2-2. I know they tricked off 2 games against the Lakers and the Spurs, but their defense looks good. KD seems to be finding chemistry with all the other players, but when you don't have your 2 star players, and pretty much you brought Bill over. Say what?
No, I'm saying like the 2 games that they lost. I mean, the fourth quarter, like the Lakers pretty much just zoned KD up and dared anybody else to beat them in crunch time. And KD, he almost pulled it out, but when the whole team is zoned up against you, it's hard. And then, like you said, they tricked off that Spurs game. But I'm concerned about Phoenix and Bill and Booker so far.
And Bill got a back injury, and you know how it is when you have a back injury in the NBA. Mm-hmm. So that's something that's going to be monitored throughout the whole season.
Facts. BT, you up next, bro? We want to ask you about the Lakers and Bron. They're 2-2, but the 2 games we mentioned that Phoenix game, they easily could have lost that game. No Bill, no Booker, and then they beat Orlando yesterday, but they almost lost that game. And then they got beaten overtime by Sacramento. And then, of course, Denver has the Lakers number at the moment. But
Yeah.
what's your main concern with the Lakers right now? Is it Darvin Ham? Is it the rotations? Is it Gabe Vincent? What concerns you most about the Lakers right now?
AD been balling the last couple of games, so I ain't gonna put him up there. I'll say Darvin Ham. I'll give it 50% Darvin, 50% AD with the rotations and stuff. Like, I know Brian wants to play. I know, like, he in year 20, he want to play. You know what I'm saying? I get that. Year 21. I'm sorry, year 21. He wants to play, but at the same time, bro, like, it's 4 games in. You still playing 39 minutes, 38 minutes. Like, you gotta conserve your body and your energy later on down the line in the playoffs. So that concerns me a little bit that they need him to do so much in year 21. When you still got D'Lo, you still got Austin Reeves, you got AD. Gabe Vincent ain't doing nothing right now. He hit 1 3-pointer in 4 games. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why he came into the Lakers as a shooter. Only hitting 1 3-pointer so far. That's strange to me. And we know AD is up and down. He'll give you 41 game. He'll give you 10 the next. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's more consistency with AD and Austin Reeves, bro. What are you doing, son? You just got paid. You got your bag. You earned that bag. Like, show us why you earned that bag, bro. Like, you looking like a jag out there, bro. Like, come on, bro.
Just another guy.
Give me something, bro.
Fake ass Captain America.
Oh, damn. See, I wasn't even gonna say that.
Rogers.
Damn.
No, he great
No,
value
they tried,
right now.
they tried that shit in. They tried that shit with Team USA. I ain't forget.
Man.
Oh Lord. But I ain't really
Hey,
concerned, bro.
Steve Kerr going to hell
4
for
games
that.
in. Steve Kerr.
Heck
Don't
yeah.
get me started on Steve Kerr.
My boy Dave, you up next, bro.
Yo.
I'm about to shoot you one, bro. So Oklahoma City's been impressive so far. They're 3-1. Can they be this year's version of the Sacramento Kings, or Sacramento still this year's version of Sacramento? Kings look good so far as well.
Like that.
I won't say Sacramento still this year's version of it, because Sacramento just came out of nowhere based on kind of how we projected them at the beginning of last year. I thought Sacramento was going to be a playing team. I thought they were going to be like maybe an 8-9, trying to solidify themselves to get to the postseason. So I'm leaning more towards OKC. I think OKC could be like they can sneak into one of those top 6 spots. I think, with Chet and SGA, Giddey is a hell of a passer, bro. Like he's
speaking of
like
Chet,
one of
Chet just had a nasty dunk too. My bad.
Yes.
Yo, I'm about to say Dre must have saw it too.
Niggas got the league pass active right now. Yeah. but SGA and Giddey is like one of my favorite backcourts right now in the league. And you got Jalen Williams, and then the other Jalen Williams, and then Lou Dort and Cason Wallace, man. Like I wasn't familiar with his game like that when he was at Kentucky, but man, that I see him as a 3-point contest winner coming like in the next few years. Like that boy can knock some threes down, bro. Like, so I think OKC could be that team that surprises a lot of people, that can even sneak up into like the top 4, top 5.
Shout out to the God.
Bet.
My
boy C-Note, bro. You on the hot seat, C-Note?
What up?
So speaking of Chet, he's been impressive so far. Wemby's looked good. Brandon Miller's looked good. Who has looked the best rookie so far, in your opinion? Early, but
yeah, it's still early. Honestly, it's Chet. People can say Wemby, and I can completely understand, and I would agree with them as well. But Chet just been like out of this world right now. Wemby, he's gonna be that type of player. He's gonna give you your double-double. He's gonna average a double-double, and he can be all over the court. But just as of what we've seen in the package right now, it's Chet. Like, it's not even close. With B. Miller, yeah, he's coming off the bench and he's looking like the best player, which he is the best player that the Hornets have right now. Even the Twins have been looking good as well too. But it's just Chet is just head and shoulders above everyone, if you ask me.
I feel it. And the GM, you're on the chopping block. Luka is averaging 39 and 9, basically 10 assists a game. Steph Curry is averaging 33 right now. Who has a greater odds of winning MVP? Luka or Steph?
If we're gonna go off of both their teams are flawed.
Also, I think Dallas is 3-0 so far, and the Warriors
Dallas is
won lost one
undefeated.
game so far. So
Yep.
Both their teams are doing well right now. In my honest opinion, they both have their flaws that are going to prevent them from doing anything, I think, long term in the playoffs. If we're just going off an individual performance, usually the writers have recency bias, and I would lean towards Steph. But if Luka is able to put these numbers up and somehow get Dallas to the playoffs and somehow get them out of the first round, it's gonna pick up steam because they're still clinging to this great white hope narrative. It's got to be somebody. It's got to be some white guy of pale colored skin that wins that MVP trophy. And their best one right now, other than it being the Joker, is Luka.
Okay.
And they've given Joker 2, and they want to keep that narrative pushing. It's got to be Luka. But both of them are putting up great numbers for their teams right now. But both their teams are flawed, so team success plays a part in that as well. So,
I would say this though,
Man.
we have seen we saw, speaking of like recency bias, we did see Joker win MVP as a 6th seed. So if Luka can get Dallas in that top 6,
I was about to say.
Yeah.
That's all he.
That's all you need to do.
Because they've been waiting.
Yeah.
They've been waiting to give him this MVP for like 3 years. Larry, just
shiny teeth and me.
They say, look, all you need is 30 and 10 and be in the playoffs and not in a playing game, and we're going to give you this trophy. Like, we're going to carp that motherfucker.
As long as nobody else is like averaging 40 or something. Yeah.
This is what they're really waiting for. This is really what they're waiting for. They're waiting for Kyrie to act up. When Kyrie acts up, and they're gonna see if Luka can combat that and keep the ship straight. They're gonna hand him that trophy. That's what they're waiting for.
Corey,
that's what they're waiting for.
That's what they're waiting on.
Hey, agenda man to the rescue right here. Agenda man to the rescue, bro.
I ain't thinking about that.
The writers are gonna be like, "What the hell?" And then when Luka saves the day with like a 40-point triple-double, gets them to the playoffs. They're gonna it's gonna be already written in the start. Like, here you go, take it. Just there.
Facts. Well, shoot. We won this episode.
Hey, T, since you asked everybody a question, can we ask you a question? Can we ask you a question since you asked everybody else a question? So so as we know, this is starting to become really European-centric, real foreign-centric in this league lately. We talk about Luka possibly winning MVP. Who are your like top 3 American candidates that you can see winning MVP?
Oh, I better say that too, bro.
Great question. Great question.
Well, based off what I've seen early in the season, I would say Steph. If he's healthy, that's a big if. Booker looked good the game he did play.
Yeah.
The problem is he hasn't played since. Third one,
And he still got some games left. He ain't used up all 17 yet. We still got a shot.
Oh, that shit is nasty. That shit is nasty.
That's filthy.
I'm keeping a game track on every superstar. I want to see some.
Hey, I'm with you, Dre.
They pulling Adam Silver's whole card out the gate. They pulling Adam Silver's whole card.
Hey, man, got the analysis on this, man. Got the tracker analysis.
A third candidate.
What about Tatum?
I'll go Jason Tatum because he's probably gonna be on the best team. But I don't know if having Holiday and Porzingis and Brown and Derek White's gonna hurt him. And for some reason, like they just don't push Tatum as far as the MVP narrative. But if I had to pick 3 Americans, I'll give you a sleeper though. Minnesota's beating Denver currently as we speak. Ant-Man if Minnesota can get a top 6, Ant-Man should get some love. He won't because we know the MVP is narrative based. It's just not Ant-Man's time.
Mm-hmm.
Like with certain people, they have to wait their time to get that award. Unfortunately, but watch out for Ant-Man.
Hey, I got another sleeper for you as well too. It's Braun. If you think about it, the way Braun
they're
been
not giving
carrying
it to
that
Braun,
team.
bro.
They're not giving it.
Nah, they done with Braun. They done with Braun. They done with Braun.
Still,
I got one more sleeper though. I got one more sleeper, bro. If they get a top 4 seed again and he keep hooping, De'Aaron Fox, bro. He gotta get some
I knew it was
too,
coming.
bro.
I knew I had that. I knew it was
He gotta
coming.
get some
Let's go!
I knew it was coming.
This Fox agenda catching steam, baby.
Hey, light the beam.
Light the beam.
I was thinking of De'Aaron
Light that motherfucking beam
Hey,
up.
bro.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was watching the game the other night, bro. He was cooking the Lakers up. I was like,
Yes,
son.
he was killing them, bro.
I was like, yo, what is
The
going
only reason
on?
I did say
It was
Fox,
crazy.
the only reason I didn't say Fox, and I hate it because he's in Sacramento, bro.
That's what I was gonna say, bro. They gotta get the top 4 seed again.
Terence, it goes back to your narrative point. It's a narrative.
And plus, it's just not Fox's time because Steph Curry's hooping, and we know how the NBA fanboys over Steph.
Oh, we got action. We got action going on.
We got live action
in OKC.
right now, for real. Yep.
Yeah.
Action.
All right.
Damn, bro.
Well, since we got action, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this episode up. Does anybody got any final thoughts real quick before we wrap this up?
Hey, shout out to the Las Vegas Aces. Back to back,
going back to back,
man. The first time to go back to back since I believe the Sparks did it in the early 2000s, and then before that, the Houston won 4 straight. So shout out to Asia. Shout out Asia. Chelsea Gray. You didn't play in game 3 or 4, but hey, look. Shout out Candace.
Shout out to the real CP3. Shout out to the real CP3.
Yeah, man.
She got 3 of them things.
Hey, for y'all at the Chase Center, I need y'all to stop chanting that CP3 shit. Candace went in the building when I was in there. Stop doing that. That's real bad. Stop doing that shit. Don't do that no more. They said don't do that no more. Hey, man, don't play on Candace's name like that. She's not in the building, man. Don't do that, bro. and another thing. Sabrina Ionescu, man, the way you was playing, I'm starting to wonder where you was on January 6, 2021. I'm starting to wonder. I'm starting to wonder where you were supposed to be, where you were supposed to be at.
Come on, man. No. Come on, man.
Hey, Courtney Vandersloot and Sabrina.
I love her shoes, bro.
The way y'all played in that performance of how y'all played, I'm starting to wonder where y'all was at that day. I'm starting to wonder. Where y'all supposed to be?
Oh man!
Hey, the Aces
real hot.
Hey, the Aces win and help my agenda, bro. You know I don't like milk.
Yep.
Nasty, bro.
Hey,
bro. Milk, soy, almond. I'll go.
But
one more shout out.
One last thing I just want on a serious note. You know, I know we all got the notifications today. You know, just want to say RIP the great Bobby Knight.
Yeah.
Very controversial, but in my book, he's still a winner. Won 3 chips at Indiana.
Great coach,
was pretty decent at Texas Tech. I think when he was one of the great coaches to ever do it. So the game of basketball really lost a great one today. So just want to pay my respects and to the Knight family. Just want to say RIP to a good one.
Yeah.
Facts. BT, you want to add anything real quick?
Nah, man. Shout out to the Aggies, bro. You know what it is this weekend. It's GHOE.
It's GHOE.
Shout out to all the Aggies, you know. Me, T, Brad, Dave, you know, represent the Aggies.
Yes, sir.
Aggie Pride. Let's
get
it.
Aggie Pride.
Aggie Pride.
Well, we appreciate y'all listening, but we got to head out.
It's gonna be some shenanigans.
We got hoops to watch, and we got shenanigans to get into this weekend. So
we outside.
We outside with it.
Follow us. You see on the bottom. Follow us on Instagram.
Yes, sir.
Hey, follow, like, subscribe, catch up on the IG, catch up on the YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, all podcast platforms. It's out there, man. Sabs and Forest anywhere and everywhere. Believe that.
Like,
Believe that.
like, share, and subscribe, man. Appreciate y'all.
And be on the lookout. We got some funny content coming for y'all soon. Be on the lookout for that. We got some shorts that y'all gonna really enjoy. So be on the lookout for them joints.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, sir.
Because we don't have time to do it now, but it's certain teams, certain coaches, certain players. They got come to court. We got to serve them up. We got to serve them up, man. But stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
Yes,
indeed.
sir.
Like I said, like and subscribe, guys.
Stay tuned. And on
Stay
that
tuned.
note, we are out. Until next time.
Let's get it.
Always.
Game at 7, Rose Bar by 11, baby.
Holds up all the
Vibes, baby, vibes.